just walk around and see the premise. And it starts to rain when I start to do these videos. What's up guys, and welcome to today's video. So today we are in Gatlinburg, and what a lot of people don't know is that there is a cemetery right in the middle of Gatlinburg. And as you guys can see, there's one of the big lifts. That's the new thing that they just built there. And right over there is the aquarium. So this is actually a pretty popular area, and a lot of people do not know that this cemetery is here. And we are not supposed to be parking here. There's a lot of signs that say no parking, no this, no that. And there's even cameras right there watching us right now. One was even moving. So we have to be careful, but we'll just take the risk, and whatever happens, happens. So we are here. It is 7:30, 7:40, something like that. And we are gonna stay here as long as we can to try to be here at night and try to explore this cemetery. Just walk around and see what's going on. And depending on when we can and what happens, we might use the spirit box, I don't know. But just look at this tree. It is super creepy. Look at this thing. And then just another point of reference, that's the big spike tower thing that they have. Just to once again prove to you guys that this is right in the middle of town and nobody knows that. And looking around, you can kind of see, we did get here a little bit early before dark so we can just walk around and see the premise and how to get up here. But seeing little graves like this means that this is very old. And a lot of new graves, or graves that are newer now, have marks on them to show where they're here's an example. One like that, or something. They're little just footstones like that one right there that represent where they ended, where their body was placed, where the grave is. And these don't even have it. But like, these don't even have names on them, dates on them. I kind of believe that Gatlinburg wants to hide this. And who knows that this graveyard wasn't a little bit bigger right over there, and that they built on top of it, and they're not telling us that they had something here once before. I swore I just heard somebody walking behind me. And it's kind of raining too a little bit. Like, I'm not even kidding. I thought I heard somebody walking. I heard the rustling of the grass. Another thing I really believe in is like how much history a graveyard actually has. And us not going through them and looking at the dates like kind of puts them to shame. That scared me. There's a church right there. And then like here's a little tiny one that's not even like really marked. Also a really big name, as you can see, is Ogle, because I know a lot of the times what specific graveyards in the mountains will be named after a specific family. It's also very ominous-ing, kind of with the fog. So I'm gonna go over to this little area because it's kind of quiet, and I'm going to try and use the spirit box and see if anybody communicates with me or tries to talk to me through it. Speaker on. So let's start the sweep right. And we are right by some graves too, so is there anybody that would like to communicate with me inside the cemetery? Did you guys just see that? I'll have to hold it closer because it's really hard to hear. But is there anybody wanting to try to communicate with me inside the cemetery? You can use the presence of this machine to communicate, whatever is the easiest way for you to talk to me. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but it kind of just sounded like it said hi. Did you just say hi? Do you hear anything? Can you talk to me? Is there any way you can communicate through this machine? Sounded like it just said yeah, but it's really difficult to hear, so I'm not completely sure. I might wait till it gets a little bit darker and then try again. Is there anybody trying to communicate through me and through this machine? Did it just try to say something? Is there anybody trying to communicate through this? My name is Simon, and I would like to know your name and see if you guys are if you are trying to communicate to me. You are free to say anything. Is that you talking? Okay, well, I'm leaving right now, and I will try to move to a different spot of this graveyard, and I would like to say bye, and if you have anything to say to me right before I leave, right now is your chance. Okay guys, personally, this is insane for me, because it is getting close to dark. This is the first time I've explored a graveyard or a cemetery like this, or anything like this at night, so this is kind of creepy, and to add another element to it, I am here by myself. So I also have the night camera to record once it starts getting dark, and I will switch to that once it gets dark, and then we will try again with the spirit box, and hopefully the sound will get better. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm back up in the graveyard, and I actually have that camera right there so you can actually see me, and I have this one here for sound. So I have the spirit box, and I have to use this mic for the sound and of the spirit box. So I'll turn it on right there and turn the volume up. Okay, is there any spirits here that want to communicate with me? You can use this box and the energy from this box, and from the sound and energy that comes from this box, or this camera or that camera, to try to communicate with me. What is your name? Is there anything that I can call you? And I actually have the antenna down on it, so there can't be reception from other radio stations, and so all the reception and all the interference I'm getting from is from this graveyard. Is there anybody here trying to communicate with us, or with me in this graveyard? You can say anything at all. I'm going to now move, and if you would like to say anything in this specific area for right now, you can say something, but I'm going to turn this off and move into a different location, and I would like to say bye. Okay, I have moved to a different area, and right where that tree is was where I was at. It's kind of hard to see now, but that's where I was. And like I was saying, the thing that's so weird about this graveyard is how the town is literally built around it, and that I've been here a million times and didn't know this was here. I know other people that's been here a million times and didn't know it was here. I think the city is trying to hide the history that's here and what's happened at this area. So I'm going to turn this back on, and it's super quiet again. And the screen keeps on turning on and off, which it has never done before. I don't know, and we just put new batteries in it. So is there anybody in this cemetery or in this area of the cemetery that would like to communicate with us? You can use the energy from this spirit box, or this camera, or that camera. You can use any of the energy that's here to try to communicate. Is there anything you would like to say? Anything at all? And right now, guys, it's starting to rain too, which means this will be even creepier, and that we might have to end this. So if there is a spirit or anything like that trying to talk to us right now, would be the time. Would you like us to move to a different area of this cemetery? We are now moving to a different area, and this will be your last second to say something if you can only be in this area. And now, guys, we are going back into probably the area where I think is the scariest here, right over in those bushes. And I think it's the scariest because not only when I was over there, stuff was rattling in the trees and stuff, and when I looked, it wasn't anything that I could tell was there, so that adds a little spookiness. There's also this weird little hut thing right here, and I don't understand what it is or why it's there. It's just very interesting. I'll turn the light off and turn back on the spirit box. Is there anybody here that would like to talk? If that's you talking, would you like to speak up and say your name? Is there anybody trying to... The light went off again. Is there anybody trying to communicate to us? And I hear it saying stuff, but it's really difficult to understand if it's trying to communicate to me or it's just picking up frequencies from the radio stations and that's another reason why I keep the antenna down. I'm going to now move to one different area, and that'll be the last time you guys will be able to talk to me if there's any spirits in this area or in this spot. So right now I'm going to move to a different area, and I will see you there. So we are now going to try to move to the top of the hill up there, and maybe the reason why we might be able to get action up there or spirits talking to us up there and not down here is because they are trying to separate themselves from all the stuff that's been built around them and everything that's been around them and changed around them that they may not be happy with. And now it's kind of getting difficult to see. It's getting difficult to see where I'm stepping so I don't step on any unmarked graves. So this is the very top of the graveyard, and here's a little view of the whole graveyard, and hopefully the spirits will be able to communicate with us, maybe through the lens or a different frequency that the camera will be able to pick up that we won't be able to with our own eyes. So it's all the spirits. This is the last time I'm turning this on. This may be the last time you will be able to communicate with a living person, object, whatever. So please try your best to communicate with me so I can understand what you are going through in your past life, or maybe just another life for you. Is there anybody up here that's trying to communicate with us? Can I hear your name? Can you say your name? Did you just say something? If so, can you try to be more clear so I can understand what you are saying? Did you just say yeah? Can you give me a sign that you are here by either making a step around me or maybe interacting with the area around me or the spirit box or something like that in that nature? Did you say yes? Can I know your name? My name is Simon, and I would like to know your name so we can maybe become friends or talk to each other. This will be your last chance to make a clear speech to me, talk to me clearly, and maybe be the last chance you'll be able to talk to somebody in a long time. So before I leave, is there anybody in this graveyard at all, whether you're in this area here or down in that area, is there anybody in this cemetery that would like to talk to me? Okay, well, if I go back and look at the footage, I can tell you if there's something big and remarkable about this area the next time that I come, or if there's something that I've seen or heard in this that I didn't hear in person. The next time I come to Tennessee or North Carolina, I will come back and talk to the spirits and try to make amends with them and talk to them and see if they try to say something to me, make it more clear. So, I am leaving now. I want you to rest well. I hope you have a good and great afterlife, and I'll see you guys, I'll see all of you later. Man, it's crazy how slick this is. And just again to prove that you guys, well, it's raining a lot right now, it's sprinkling, and it's really kind of weird how every time I feel like every time I try to do one of these videos, I get this response with either the nature or just whatever's trying to talk to me, that whatever is going on, it starts to rain when I start to do these videos. And that even happened when I was in the woods, or just any circumstance that I'm doing something like this, it rains. And the more I do that, these kinds of things, I might see that happens more. And I don't know, maybe it's just a weird coincidence again. But I'm leaving this graveyard now. Oh wow, I almost just fell because it's super slippy from the rain. I am leaving now, and I will see you guys once we get back to the cabin, and I will record on my way out there. So guys, I'm back from the cemetery and exploring it. I'm not sure if anything happened, I haven't edited it yet, but if you guys did see anything, like I said, please tell me. But now I'm going to tell you a little bit of history about it. So the cemetery, its name is the White Oaks Flat Cemetery. It was established or created in 1830, and it's actually one of the first cemeteries in the area. And many of those who are buried in the cemetery are some of the first settlers into the area of Gatlinburg. And some of those people are people who are veterans after the War of 1812, which was pretty interesting how people from the War of 1812 moved to this area. And a lot of people that are buried in this cemetery are also people who created what Gatlinburg is today and helped build up what Gatlinburg is today. And one of the most famous people buried there is Wiley Oakley. But he's very famous because he knew a lot about Tennessee and the area around it, and that's what made him famous. But he also talked on the radio stations. A lot of local radio stations would have him on their radio stations and host him. He was also a very good storyteller and a wilderness guide due to him knowing the land very well. But that's all the really history I could find on the area. And I think that, like I said, that they're trying to hide that as being there, and I think they should celebrate the history of it and bring that to life. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please smash the subscribe button. I love you guys, and I will see you next video. Peace out.